Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, guys. Just want to say thank you all so much on the support on my last video. If you haven't seen that already, link to it in the description below, or a card will go on screen so you guys can go ahead and check that out. But today, guys, we're here to talk about XDefiant. There was a server test that happened this past weekend. If you don't know what XDefiant is, it is an upcoming free-to-play FPS developed by Ubisoft. It's kind of like a hero shooter. You'll probably see some gameplay here on the screen. You guys can kind of decipher what you think it is. But this game has pretty much been taking the whole FPS community, especially those of us in the Call of Duty community, by storm because of a lot of different things, such as no skill-based matchmaking, because Mark Rubin has come out and said that there will be no skill-based matchmaking in the public lobbies. And so obviously a lot of people were wanting to jump on this game because, you know, we're tired of skill-based matchmaking. We're tired of being matched up with sweats. We just want to, at the end of the day, sit at home, be able to stomp on some noobs, or maybe even just have a fun experience without having to sweat all the time. But with that being said, what are my thoughts about the game thus far? Let's get started with that. For starters, I really enjoyed the color scheme of the game itself. It was very bright. You could see everybody. It was nothing bland. Everything you could see was out in the open. I didn't have any problem seeing anybody. It was really good. It kind of reminded me of like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2 in terms of like the color scheme. Very bright. I do not like the dull color scheme that some Call of Duty games have, but I really do appreciate the pop-offness of the colors itself. And I really enjoyed the guns. Pretty much were pretty good in my opinion. There wasn't really one weapon that didn't really do a good job. I feel like maybe the LMGs need a little bit of a buff to compete with the ARs and SMGs because they're kind of slow firing, even with the fast barrel attachments and stuff like that were in that case. But every weapon felt good, but also sometimes it felt very clunky just aiming, and just in general it seemed kind of off from what I was playing in general. The game modes itself were nice and they were fun to really play with and stuff. I played pretty much all the modes except for, I would say, the escort mode. I typically don't like that mode in general, but from what I played, I was having a lot of fun, and I am looking forward to pretty much the release of this game whenever it does drop. Right now there is no unknown release date. It actually was supposed to release last month, but because of technical issues like a party system not being able to do well, and also just other things that Mark Rubin stated, it got delayed. And so they had to do the server test because they wanted to test out, you know, if they can be able to release the game and just stress test the servers. Also, I'd like to say that I really enjoyed the maps that we played on. There were not any maps that I didn't like. All maps were pretty well balanced, and they were either 3-lane or they were short to medium. Sometimes there was some longer maps that I enjoyed, but nonetheless, it was easy to flank people. You know, red dots were on the mini map. I really wasn't using my headset, so I didn't really know what the footstep volume was like in this game. But from what I played in that regards, it was awesome. And also the fact that there was no skill-based matchmaking. I mean, for me, when I played during the day, because I'm not working at the moment, it was a little bit sweaty because most of the people who are playing these games are streamers or content creators as well throughout the day, because the typical 9-to-5 person wasn't at home yet. So it was a bit sweaty for the first couple hours of the test. Saturday rolled around, and I could definitely see that there was a huge difference between Friday. It seemed like everybody who normally works Monday through Friday, the casual gamers, are pretty much on. And so I noticed the difference right away, that there wasn't a whole lot of sweatiness. I mean, every now and then you had people on the opposite team, maybe like one or two people who were really good, but most of the other people weren't good. It was just, you could definitely see the lobbies weren't overwhelmingly sweaty like they are in Call of Duty, which, I mean, I feel like a lot of people think that this is a breath of fresh air, and I believe so as well, because, I mean, I don't want to come home after a long day of work and just have to sweat and just be like, this isn't fun at all. I don't want to compete like my life, you know, depends on it pretty much. The only downside I feel like about this game is the netcode, which that's kind of what I want to talk about for the remainder of the video, because I feel like the netcode needs to be addressed, and if it doesn't, then I feel like this game will probably fall apart, and a lot of people will probably not play this game as a whole because of the server desync. So pretty much what I experience, and I think a lot of other people experience, is that a lot of times when you're playing the game, when you're shooting somebody, sometimes, you know, you get a bunch of hit markers, but all of a sudden you die very fast. It's like oftentimes you die very quickly. Also, I would shoot a bunch of people as well, and sometimes they would eat my bullets, or the health wouldn't go down. At certain points, there's a lot of server desync pretty much. Also, a lot of times when I was rounding around the corner, sometimes I would get hit when I wouldn't even see the person, or if I would go around the corner, I would die also as well. It just didn't make sense a lot of the time. I felt like most of the kills that I got, or the deaths that I had, were complete baloney in my opinion. But I mean, also it also depends on a lot of other factors, you know, internet, how fast my movement was, and stuff like that. That's another thing. The movement in this game is actually pretty good. A little clunky here and there, but it could use some improvement in my opinion. But the netcode needs to be addressed. I feel like that needs to be done well, because if it's not smooth at launch, I think a lot of people are going to have problems with it. But other than that, I feel like the game is pretty solid, and there needs to hopefully be something addressed, and later on hopefully Mark Rubin will come out and say what they need to say. I mean, I'll probably post another video for you guys a little bit whenever Mark Rubin decides to update us all on the premise of this game, whether or not, you know, if they're going to release this hopefully soon. As far as how soon, I mean, I'm thinking probably this will be released in the summertime, hopefully, but we'll see if that is actually true or not, or it could be releasing in the next couple weeks. I don't really know. But I think that wraps up pretty much my thoughts on XDefiant as a whole. Let me know what you guys think about the game itself. If you're excited for XDefiant, if you played it, let me know in the comment section below as well. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, like the video if you liked it, comment below on your thoughts itself, and don't forget to subscribe for more. My name is Srom, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out, and God bless.